Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing this program from. I want to welcome you to another broadcast of Pitch Deck 101. To learn more about what we do at Pitch Deck 101, I want you to visit the site on your screen, which is pitchdeck101.org. In the brief, Global Capital Inc. and 10X Branding and Marketing LLC out of New York. If you look on the right side of your screen, you will see 10X Branding and Marketing. We have started Pitch Deck 101 for a number of reasons. One, we see businesses across the world are struggling to access capital. And even when you access capital, you struggle to exit that debt portfolio. So we have started this brand to really help businesses to understand financial instruments, meaning debt, equity, credit, hard money lending, creative financing, and it's not only about understanding financial instruments, it's about knowing how to access, how to leverage, and how to mitigate the process. So Pitch Deck 101 provides those type of service and so much more. So I encourage you to visit Pitch Deck to learn more about what we are doing. Today we have an outstanding person in the studio, and she represents a very unique brand. And that brand is titled Expand Life Mastery Incorporated. Now, the representative for this brand is the young lady, beautiful young lady that you see in front of you, and she's the brain behind this operation. The vision behind this operation is to really help people across different professions to really expand their views and expand their life and bring themselves to that point where they're able to achieve more in relationship, more in business, more in life. So the person who will talk us through this brand today is Joan. Joan is a Guyanese by birth, but she has been living in the United Kingdom perhaps over 40 plus years. So she is, very much out of the UK, but she has now built a brand that she's now spreading her wings across the developed world. I know we have just incorporated a new brand for her in the US, and that is now beginning to do a whole lot in the US. Joan, she has experience in the financial sector. She worked in banking for many years in the United Kingdom, and she's combined those knowledge, those experience with life experiences, and she has now formed the Expand Life Mastery Incorporated. Joan, I want to welcome you. It's always such a pleasure and a relaxing moment to talk with you because you bring your own flavor, your own twist to what life is all about and what life can be if we only have the right perspective on life itself. Welcome. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Gary, for this opportunity and welcoming me. Um, yes, it's about life expansion and growth. So
Great.
thank you so much.
You're welcome. I want to ask you a pointed question, and that is what really inspired you to start Expand Life Mastery? You have an experience in banking and finance. And of course, you have lots of experience in life, but you choose to focus a whole lot on Expand Life Mastery. What is your motivator?
Thank you. All right. So over the years, since 1992, I got involved in personal development. Started taking courses for myself, and then got to the point where I was running the courses too for others and extending it to others. And no matter what I did, I always, most weekends, spend time in that area. And then I expanded that area, not only in personal development, but I would say self growth, learn about beyond my mind, learn about me, and have that experience in life and realize who I am and also how I am connected to all things. and how most of us are living a life where we don't know who the power that we are. So I know that can be very painful if you're living a life and you don't know who you are. So I choose to bring this to those who choose to accept to listen, because there are some things that you would need to accept. Just like a parent, a child will accept what the parents say. The child doesn't question and then run with it. And this is really what it is, because it also resonates with me. It makes not just sense, but it it helps my life to grow and expand. And that is really what it is that most of us want to be doing here, to grow and expand. We don't only grow and expand physically, we grow and expand emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. So that's really what it's about. To support others, no matter who they are, whatever experience they have in life, they can use that experience to grow from that. So that's it. Thank you.
I really love all that you have said. The point that really connected with me, however, is when you said that many of us, we may be living a life, but we may not understand our full potential to achieve greatness. And that is so true. That reminds me of many years ago when I was doing studies and tertiary studies in marketing, and we come across a concept that we call the self image theory. And the self image theory speaks about four selves: the ideal self, the looking glass self, the self image, and the real self. What you were talking about is the real self. But the strange thing about it is that most of us go through our entire life without having a true sense of what our real self is all about. So I'm really, really happy that you have really started Expand Life Mastery, because Expand Life Mastery not only gives you a glimpse or a window into the richness that you have when you discover the real self, but you are providing an entire ecosystem that helps people to navigate that terrain of self introspection and self growth and self expansion. And I really, really, really love what you're doing here. So I want to give you a big shout out, a big kudos, encouragement for doing this, because it can be a tragedy to go through life feeling lost, feeling, you know, you lost because you don't have that sense of self, that sense of awareness, that sense of direction, that sense of purpose. And there is where you come in with Expand Life Mastery. So I really want to say to the millions of people across the world who are searching for self, who are struggling to find self, who are looking for that identity, to connect with John, connect with this program, and you can learn so much about what she's doing. The website to her platform will be attached to all the social media platforms. So I really want you to reach out and connect. You owe it to yourself to invest in yourself, to truly discover who you are and the rich potential that you have to optimize your chances for expansion. Using your word, expansion. Love it, love it, love it. The next question I want to ask you, Joan, is how can Expand Life Mastery position people to achieve self awareness? Self awareness. I noticed you have started a program recently, which is all about the super self. And I love that group because I recognize that you have only started that group in a few days, and you have in excess of 100 persons from all over the world who are in that group. So I want to just repeat the question quickly. How can Expand Life Mastery position people to achieve self awareness? Back to
Uh,
you, Joe.
Thank you. Well, besides the concepts that I'll be sharing, um, and I have a WhatsApp group, of course, at the moment, so I share some of those concepts. I also will be um, having Beyond Mastermind, actually. I choose to call it Beyond Mastermind. So, Beyond Mastermind classes,
I
I,
love that because you're pushing the ceiling there. It's no longer the mastermind, it's beyond the mastermind. Tell us a
yes.
little bit about that, John.
Well, Beyond Mastermind is about looking at who we are, looking at us, not the mind, because it is us who command the mind. It's the super self. I choose to call it the super self that commands the mind. It is not
I
the
love that
mind.
you said that we command the mind. Um, I wish if it was so in all cases, you know,
Correct.
but
It is
all
not.
to you.
It is not so in all cases. It is that the mind um, tell us what to do, and we
You're right.
based on fear.
So
So
you're right. Either intentionally or by default, we are flowing by the mind. You got it. But
mm,
I really want to hear more about this vision beyond the mastermind. I'm just loving it.
okay, so I'll be having that mastermind like once a week for anyone who choose to be part of it. It will be virtual, and it will be at a very discounted rate. So
Awesome.
it's an opportunity for everyone to be involved because you will get more awareness of who it is that you are. And there are other courses that I'll be running, such as study groups and you know
And
retreats
you
and
have
so
the
on.
book to back it up too.
Of course, my book is there. So is a lot of opportunities. If you don't want one, you can choose another one. And
Yeah,
that is the point of choice.
good. What I strongly recommend though to your audience is that get the book, become a part of Beyond the Mastermind Network, and be part of that mentorship and coaching. The reason I'm saying this, I'm absolutely certain that by having the different flavor of what you represent, it's going to significantly accelerate their growth. And I really want to emphasize this. I will always say, that people can never grow beyond their sense of self, never grow beyond their sense of self. And what I love about your program is that your program is setting that stage and that foundation for them to be grounded in the sense of self. And then to begin to recognize that that sense of self, regardless of where you came from, regardless of where you are at, it can be expanded. It can be expanded. And your books and your teaching, it talks all about that. So I recommend that they get all of your books, your training programs, your Beyond the Masterclass, and your coaching to really help in the acceleration and process. I'm going to move to the next question, Joan. How can Expand Life Mastery Incorporated help people overcome limiting belief and achieve more economically or achieve economic freedom? And I just want to say a little bit on this. In life, we all go through this. And people judge you based on how they judge themselves in most cases. And many persons we see who might be suffering with low self-esteem and negative sense of self, when you say that you want to become a high achiever, they tend to say to you it's impossible. So they transfer their limiting belief on you. And if you are not sensitive to this, you can be socialized into limiting yourself and limiting how far you go and how much you go. Sometimes the strangest thing about it, mommy and daddy and uncle and aunt and friends and enemies impose these limiting beliefs on you knowingly or unknowingly. And again, I really want to give a big shout out to you for starting Expand Life Mastery, because I know that your brand will speak to these issues. And can you tell me how your brand can help people to break the cycle, to break the shackles of limiting belief?
Thank you. Well, first, we will show them how what limiting belief is. Okay, because a lot of individuals are not aware what a limiting belief is, and because they swear by that. I used to myself. You know, I used to believe that.
They say you don't
Um,
know what you don't know, right?
yes, I used
You
to.
don't know what you don't know. So you might be
Exactly.
having some limited belief. You might be swimming, doing the deep dive into limited belief, and not even be aware that there's another way.
Exactly.
And that's where you come in.
Yeah.
I love that.
And secondly, well, it is a process. It is a process, but
Yeah.
one of the important thing is that what we teach is not to denigrate yourself. If you find that you are in a place of self-harm, or if you believe something that is putting you downhill, taking you downhill, and you discover that you are there, okay, we do not teach, oh well, knock yourself on the head. Not at all. But to appreciate that you have discovered that, appreciate that you are here, and from here, choose differently. So there are ways that we can help you to discover, observe yourself, and move away from that place and choose a different place.
Break the cycle. I
Yes.
love that. I want to share an experience with you. This
Please.
is over 15 years ago. I
Hmm.
was doing a master class, and I had a senior citizen in my classroom. And of course, we were talking about self empowerment. And I said to her, do you know that it's possible for you to achieve anything that the mind can conceive, or you have the potential to achieve greatness? She was in her 60s, and she stood up and she raised her hand, and then she says to me, "But Mr. Thompson, why would you say such a thing to me?" She said, "I have been destined to poor and struggle through life." It was hard for me to embrace what she was saying or accept what she was saying. But it is kind of strange to come to the realization that when people are beaten down so much in life, sometimes they tend to believe that it is destiny for them to be where they're at in struggle, in limitation, in poverty, and not recognizing that there's another way, and you can make a decision that you are the author and the maker of your destiny, and you're going to take full ownership of it. So I had to go into all different kinds of programs to really demonstrate to her that in a few steps, we can bring her to that promised land that says that you can embrace greatness, you can be greatness, you can transform greatness in the world. Again, I can't emphasize the how much joy I feel that you have started your brand, which is Expand Life Mastery. I'm so happy that you have started this brand, because I'm absolutely certain that it's going to help to people to detox from old traditional backward way of thinking and embrace what I'm going to call a more modern way of thinking. Are you there, John?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I am here.
Yeah. The internet seems to be a bit slow, but back to you. Yeah. I'm saying that I really love what you're doing because breaking mental shackles, breaking those social barriers and those negative beliefs is what your organization represents. And I can't take off my hats enough to you and give you enough kudos for s- taking up this mantle, this initiative that can transform people's lives in so many different ways. So I want to give a big shout out to you.
Thank
I know your program is not only about changing the self, but I know that through your partnership with other institutions, you're also going to bring financial intelligence to them so they can also grow and expand economically and financially. A big kudos to you also.
thank
I want to come to the last question now, Joan. Why should the public invest confidence in expand life mastery? I can give my few cents why. Joan, she has years of experience. She only looks as young as she looks, but she's much older than me. She has years of experience in banking. She has years of experience in life. I also know that you are closely related with a major investor from Silicon Valley who is tremendously involved in real estate development and all of that. So you're bringing so much of richness, so much of life, flavors to expand life mastery. But in your own words, why should the public invest confidence in expand life mastery?
Okay, thanks. Well, it's a matter of choice. So if I want to purchase something from the shop, for example, I make a choice to purchase that thing. Otherwise, I will not have it. So when someone chooses to uh, invest in expand life mastery, is because they have made a choice to benefit themselves in some way. And some part of them know that that will happen if they choose. And I will certainly aid that choice. So, and also, I work from the core, not from the mind. And that is the point. We're talking about the self. I call it the super self, which is who we are. The mind is only, which is a brilliant part of us, is only one aspect of the super self. But I'm talking about your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your manifested spiritual. And all of those parts of us play within the role of choice. Whenever we choose something in our lives, it is not only our mind that is making it happen, it is everything else around us. It is who we are that is making it happen. And so I would like to bring this experience to individuals so that they can see the brilliance of who they are. They are not just a physical body. We're not just an emotional body. We're not just a mental body. We're all of that combined. And it's bringing all of that power that help you to make your choice. So why should someone invest in expand life mastery? Because they choose and because I choose for that to happen, to bring about what it is that they want. That's why. I hope that was clear.
Yeah, that
I'd like
was
to add
definitely
something.
clear.
I would like
And
to
I
add
just
something
want to
further
go ahead, go ahead.
to make it a little bit more simplistic. You see, because none of us, whatever we do, we always do from the power of choice, whatever we do. But not all the time individuals are aware that they are making a choice. I'm aware. So I am making a choice to for expand life mastery to aid individuals who chooses, and they're also making a choice to be part of my um, courses for that to happen. So, what happens next? Success, growth, expansion, love. This is one of the things, the major thing that I share, to love our super self. Without that, there's nowhere we can grow and expand our lives. So, and it's love in a way that you may not have experienced before. In a way that you
I,
may tell yourself, no, I don't, why must I love that? Yes, love it because it's you. And
you know,
that's
I yeah, I'm so much, so enjoying what you're saying as you spoke early on so eloquently about choice. The decision to make a choice or not to make a choice, or the ability to make a decision or not make a decision, is still a choice. It's still a choice. But I just want to add a few more things because I've been working with you for quite some time now, and I'm fully aware that you talk a lot about your value proposition. We have worked a lot on your value proposition, and I know that your key focus here also, you're driven by results. And by that, I mean that I'm absolutely certain that every one of your students, beyond the small sum that they're going to pay for this information, they're going to be getting the results that they're looking for in their life because you are results driven. I also want to say that you would have a mentor, you would have a coach in Joan that is going to work with you step by step to ensure that you are growing, you're expanding, you're embracing your super self, and you're truly set to achieve beyond your expectations and in life. This program is not only for the average person who wants to achieve more, it's for the entrepreneur who believe he's stuck and he wants to get unstuck. And Jones' program is designed for you too. So again, the website will be here attached to this broadcast and the social media platforms. I encourage you to reach out to Joan and see how her program can really provide you the support that you need. You're seeing Joan now because she's the face of the operation, but she's not the only player with the organization. Expand Life Mastery is now being set to go global. So you can be some of the first persons to start to benefit from Joan's initiative and the Expand Life Mastery program. Joan, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out for being with me today. And any last words you would like to share?
yes. And whenever someone do something in life, even though um, it may look to them as mistake or whatever it is, it is still a choice, and we choose to show them that so that they can feel more empowered rather than feeling, oh, it's a mistake. I have been brought up thinking that my life is a mistake and things I do are a mistake. But I learn to, even if it appears from my mind's eye, it's a mistake. As far as the super self is concerned, there is no such thing as a mistake.
It's an experience.
It's an experience.
Make
And
it
not,
what you. Mhm.
yeah, another thing I would like to say as well, and that is some of us, we are expecting life to be one way all the time. And in business, um, the business might be going uphill, and so on. But there are times when business take a different turn, and our minds will see it as, oh no, we don't want this to happen. But as far as our super self is concerned, it can grow from any direction, whether the business go up or the business go down. The business, you can grow from any direction. So there's no need for us to feel something is not working. And that is one of the brilliance of loving and learning about your super self.
I can relate to what you're saying. I can totally relate to that. And I'm going to share an experience as we close out. I could recall at the beginning of the global pandemic,
Mhm,
businesses across the world were panicking, of course, including myself.
mhm.
But I quickly came up with the game plan because I know that wherever there's a problem, there's always a solution. And once you can figure out the solution, you're going to be able to mitigate the challenge ahead of you. And I'm happy to say that we have taken that negative experience that was attempting to, in one case, just shut off our business 101%. But we have took that experience over the last 2 years and we have made it become the best gift ever because today we have taken our brand global. We're in Jamaica, we're in Trinidad, we're in the UK, we're in Canada, we're in the US, we're in Australia. And that would not have happened, I believe, had it not been for that negative experience of the global pandemic. So you're perfectly correct. Sometimes challenges, or in most cases, challenges comes at you. And you have to make a smart decision that when it comes, instead of rejecting it, you have to ask yourself, what is there for me to learn? What can I take away from this? What learning nuggets are there that I can amplify into my greatest success story? Because they're always there.
Correct.
They're always there. So again, I again, hats off to you, John. Um, I love Expand Life Mastery. And I want to say to the public, reach out to this young lady. She is a wealth of knowledge, wealth of experience, very committed to the process of helping you to find you, to be you, to live you, to expand you. So reach out to the young lady based on the information that I will also furnish on her social media platforms and across social media platform. John, we will do this again very soon. And again, I can't thank you enough for taking time out to come and share with the public across the world the richness of Expand Life Mastery and what is there and what is to come.
Thank you.
You're most
Carry.
welcome. And we'll do this again soon. Do enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk soon, right?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate this.
All right. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.